All right, today is June 28th. Back in the day, 109 years ago, 1914, Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophia were assassinated in Sarajevo, igniting World War I. 5 years later, the Treaty of Versailles was signed, and France officially ending World War I. 70 years ago today, 1953, workers at a Chevy plant assembled the first Caravette in Flint, Michigan. 52 years ago, 1971, the Supreme Court overturned Muhammad Ali's draft-dodging conviction for his refusing to fight in Vietnam. 31 years ago, 1992, the U.S. Olympic men's basketball team debuted in the Tournament of the Americas at the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. The Dream Team. First appearance of the Dream Team. They beat Cuba 136-57.
Ooh.
26 years ago, 1997, during their much-anticipated rematch for the heavyweight title, Mike Tyson took a bite out of Evander Holyfield's ear.
Dude.
Not once, but twice.
I watched that live.
Yeah, me too.
Crazy.
Crazy.
I remember that.
Crazy thing to see on a pay-per-view live. Went to a friend's house, bunch of people. That's when you had to, like boxing was still big. You know,
Oh, yeah.
It was before UFC really kind of took
Tyson
It was
Holyfield,
huge.
too.
It was a phenomenon even before that thing happened.
It was huge.
Because that was the rematch, and that was, it was a huge fight.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, kids like us, what did we have? We had Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and then we had Real Deal Boxing, Evander Holyfield's Real Deal Boxing on Sega. So, these are our two video game guys.
Well,
going
I
against
remember he
each
bit
other.
his
It
ear
was
once,
wild.
and he was warned, and then he bit it twice. The second
it
time,
off.
he bit it off. He was immediately disqualified for that second bite. Tyson's boxing license was revoked. And they did actually reunite 2 years later on Oprah, where Mike gave Evander a sincere,
Piece
heartfelt
of ear.
apology.
Oh.
I have your ear.
And then he bit his nose off.
Do you remember that happening, Lauren?
Yeah, I didn't watch it or anything like that. I was crazy to hear about. And I remember, we're still talking about it and getting nuts. Like, I
Yeah, it
can't
was like a
imagine what it
pop
was like
culture
watching
moment.
it live.
It was such a, what? It was one
Right.
of those, what the hell? What?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Tyson complained that Holyfield kept headbutting him.
Maybe.
That was Tyson's, his excuse, basically.
Yeah.
21 years ago, 2002, Adam Sandler's Mr. Deeds came out.
Oh,
and
dude,
14
it's so good.
years ago.
Have you ever seen the original? It's like Good Morning, Mr. Deeds.
Was that like Jimmy Stewart?
It's one of those. It's more around that time. I don't know if it was actually Jimmy Stewart, but it's kind of, it's not like the Sandler one. But the Sandler one is so good.
Yeah, I like it too.
It's such a Sandler movie, but then when you realize
What's the
that's
plot?
actually a remake. Okay, so he inherits this $1 billion fortune
Right.
from an uncle he didn't know he had.
Yeah.
And then he's like this, just like kind of, pizza shop owner, whatever, so just like a good dude, nice dude that's thrown into this situation where they're trying to, take the company from under him and all that kind of stuff. And he does good for this town and blah, blah, blah. It's a feel good.
Yeah.
It's a Sandler film. But.
And Winona Ryder, she's a reporter, but she's pretending not to be.
Yeah.
Yes, and yeah, she's trying to dupe him, but then she falls in love with him. It's like one of those just typical feel-good
She's so
story.
cute in the movie too.
But yeah, but it's super Sandler, and one of the reasons that I love it and quote it all the time is because Alan Covert, has a much bigger role. The sidekick that you've seen in every Sandler film, the caddy in the
lead.
in Happy Gilmore,
Before Grandma's Boy.
Yeah.
yes,
leading
before
grandma.
Grandma's Boy, Alan Covert got to step up and be he's Winona Ryder's
Editor.
co-worker. Yeah,
coworker.
co-worker that's in on the plot. And he kind of gets his ass kicked all over the place.
Yeah, he's always getting hurt. And John Turturro is the butler.
He's good.
Yes,
He's very sneaky.
very sneaky.
He
Let
is
me
good.
change your socks.
I think that I still bang for your buck, those types of movies. I'll go Brewster's Millions every time. Love that movie, dude. I watched that movie so
Richard
much when I was
Pryor?
a kid. Loved that movie.
Yeah,
With
it's
the
good.
train track running through the middle of the outfield. He plays for
Is
the
it Richard Pryor and who's the old guy?
John Candy.
Yeah, but John Candy's a softball player.
Yeah.
But who's the old guy? It's not Jack Lemmon.
It is.
It's the dude that was in Trading Places. It plays one of the old Haggard
Yes.
brothers in Trading Places.
Jerry Orbach,
No.
Pat Hingle, Stephen Collins.
Yeah, Trading Places is another
You
fantastic.
talking about the guy that
Maybe
plays
I'm
his
thinking
uncle?
Trading Places.
Anyway,
No,
Brewster's
but
Millions.
Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor, where the plot. You ever see that movie? The plot is he's got to spend a certain amount of
Yeah, we
money.
talked, and that was a remake as well, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
dude, that's a great
We
movie.
talked about that on the show. I'd never heard of it. Like I don't know, 3 years ago, and I went home and watched it, and it was
Dude, that's a good
awesome.
movie.
I don't know how like there was a couple movies back then that just flew by. You know, it was like The Toy and all these different prior movies were kind of coming out and sort of lost in that late '80s Showtime late at night shuffle.
Yep.
And they're all so good.
Yep.
And 14 years ago today in 2009, celebrity pitchman Billy Mays died just 3 weeks shy of his 51st birthday. That was a shocker, too. Billy Mays for OxyClean. Remember he always wore the blue shirt?
Yeah.
Billy Mays! I think it wound up being the,
Cocaine?
I think that did him in.
Well, I think they were worried too. Remember, they said that he was on a flight,
And he hit his head.
and baggage fell out of the thing and bonked him on the head like just a couple days before, and they were worried that had an issue. And then when they looked into it, I think they found some other things. They're like, oh, you know what, we don't need to talk about this anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, you think he uses just for men? Because that beard, the beard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how is his
He had
beard so
shoe-polished beard.
rich?
Yeah, he had shoe polish beard.
Yeah.
Billy Mays!
Flex Seal. He just sprayed it on.
Yep.
Billy Mays here.
And that's what happened back in the day.